Hello students, today we'll learn quantization. Before starting with the quantization, let us see where quantizer is used. So in analog to digital conversion, PCM pulse code modulation is there performed. In that, analog information signal is first given to a low pass filter to avoid aliasing at the end of sampler. So after the low pass filter, sampler is there. This is also called a band limiting filter. After the sampler, quantizer is used, and then after encoder is there to provide bit pattern or code to the sample, and here this PCM digitized data is there. So the low pass filter will band limit the signal. After the sampler will be having continuous value, discrete time signal, and the output of quantizer will have discrete value and discrete time signal. Again, information signal is continuous time, continuous value. Information signal is continuous time, continuous value. Time means x-axis, value means y-axis. At the output of sampler, continuous value but discrete in time. So samples are there. At the output of quantizer, discrete value and discrete time. So both the axes are discretized at the output of quantizer. So if we see the graph, it will look like this. Let us imagine that the signal is like this. So if I take sample over in x-axis, then the y-axis will also be discretized as the output of quantizer. The quantizer will give approximate value to the actual sample value, just like your percentage result. If you have obtained suppose you have obtained 69.7589332 in your exam result. So instead of this entire actual value, the quantizer will give approximate value, let it be 70%. This is what we are doing in our real life also. We are not telling the actual exact value of the result, we are telling the approximation, or you can also call it as a class, first class, second class, third class, like this. So instead of exact value, quantizer is giving the approximate value. And the process is called truncation. It will truncate the value. See, here the value is also truncated. Suppose the result is 59.25. Then instead of writing 59.25, we will be approximating this as 59%. So whichever level or whichever value is nearer to the exact value, that will be assigned as approximate value. So here the quantizer will assign a value. So this is how your y-axis is also discretized, and the middle level or the middle point, see, I am indicating using red color, is used as quantization level. This middle color or middle value is used as quantization level. So here is level 1, 2, 3, 4, and After assigning this labels to the samples, so let us see here at this point. This point is nearer to level 2 of quantization. This sample is nearer to level 2 of the quantizer. So this sample will be assigned level 2. So instead of transmitting the exact value, let it be 1.89555. So instead of transmitting that value, that sample will be assigned level 2. Then at this point, see, we are taking another sample at this point. So this level is nearer to level 2 again. So instead of transmitting exact 2.35, so let it be 2.35, instead of transmitting that value, level 2 will be transmitted. Similarly here, this point, this sample is nearer to level 4. So instead of transmitting the value, let it be 3.75. So here is 2.43. Here is 1.9. So instead of transmitting this value, the approximate value 4, level 4 will be assigned. And then after, encoder will give the bit pattern to this labels, binary bit patterns to the labels. As we do in digital system design, we were assigning binary bit patterns to our decimal digits, right? So this is how we can see the quantizer at the process of quantization. Now let us see in detail. We'll also see the mathematical steps to identify the signal to noise ratio at the output of quantizer. So now we have learnt that quantizer will give approximate value. That means it will not be the exact value, right? So quantized value, that is output of quantizer, is not equal to the exact value. That means there will be some difference between exact value or actual value and quantized value, and that difference is called the quantization error. So it is also called quantization noise. So quantization error is approximate value or truncated value minus the actual value, actual desired value. So that is quantization error. Now let us imagine that our information signal is V of t. 1 minute. Information signal is okay. Information signal is V of t, and the range, the voltage range of quantizer. With this v of t is with maximum value, peak value, with signal peak value v max as signal plus or minus v max as signal peak value. Now the voltage range of quantizer, let it be plus or minus Vp, plus or minus Vp. Now suppose the entire this entire range is divided in L intervals or L steps, or you can also call L number of quantization levels. So number of quantization levels, L, let it be L. Then the single step size I had drawn like this, right? So the single step size like this, the entire span is from plus Vp to minus Vp. The entire span is from plus Vp to minus Vp, and this single step size is also called as, or in some books they are representing as delta V. L is the total number of levels, so these are the number of levels. See, 1 2 3 4 like this. These are the number of levels. These are the number of levels 1 2 3 4 5 like this. So the single step size, let me do it with some other color. Okay, this is single step size, so that will be delta V equals to S. That will be this difference divided by number of levels, total number of levels. So it will be 2 Vp by L, and this is for uniform quantization, where all the steps are of equal size. Here the midpoint, the sample value will be assigned the midpoint value or mid level, that we have already seen in our previous figure diagram. So the maximum value of the quantization error, now quantization error, EQ is, let it be quantization error. So EQ is nothing but a random variable. Quantization error, quantization error is EQ. And if we reconstruct the original information signal from the quantized signal, then this EQ is a random variable. Random variable means it can take any value at any given instant of time in the given range. So you cannot assign a fixed value to this random variable. So it will be our signal is V of t, right? So V of t, the quantized value is this, minus V of t, that means if this is our quantizer, the output is VQ of t and here is V of t. So this is called the quantization error. The maximum value of quantization error. Now let us see. Now we will be deriving the maximum value of quantization error in terms of the step size and the voltages. Then we will be deriving the signal to noise ratio. So now we will be learning about the signal to noise ratio derivation, that means mathematical analysis of quantization error. So in our next lecture we will see that. Okay, in our first lecture regarding quantization, we had seen the introduction of quantizer and the process quantization along with the knowledge of quantization error. What is the quantization error? Now we will continue with mathematical analysis and we will derive signal to noise ratio at the output of quantizer. Signal to noise ratio at the output of quantizer. So my information signal is given to a quantizer and the output is over here. Information signal, let it be V of t, which is a sampled version, and at the input of quantizer I am taking V of t. So whatever it is, it is a sampled version of your information signal, right? So V Q of t is the output of quantizer. So my quantization error is a random variable and it will be VQ of t minus V of t. The maximum quantization error. The maximum quantization error. EQ and maximum. Its maximum value will be how much it is possible. So for that, let us see again. See, this is what we are assigning. So dotted line or the dotted lines are the quantization levels. So instead of the actual sample value, let it be this. So instead of the actual sample value, we are assigning this levels, the mid levels, as quantization levels to the sample value, right? So we are discussing now. We are focusing on single step of quantizer, and the same analysis will be applicable for each and every step of quantizer. So now we are focusing on this only, single step. So in this range of a single step, this quantization error will be distributed randomly. It will have any value at any instant of time, and the maximum possible value is, see, the maximum possible value is just equal to the step size. Maximum possible value is just equal to the step size. एरर मैक्सिमम कितनी मिलेगी? एक स्टेप साइज जितनी, उससे ज़्यादा तो वैसे भी नहीं मिलेगी. एंड द रेंज विल बी so my quantization error is this maximum value is between this two, the level and the exit line. See, like this. This is, if this is delta V, then the maximum error will be, it will be the difference, right? The maximum value will be the delta V by 2. See here, delta V is an entire step size, delta V is entire step size, and the difference, the maximum difference which is possible is delta V by 2, delta V by 2. So this will be delta V by 2, plus or minus, or you can say it is S by 2 if the step size is S. That means our quantization error lies in the range minus delta V by 2 to plus delta V by 2. So this is the range of quantization error. EQ belongs to this range, and the maximum value is either plus or minus. Mode is delta V by 2. So now in this range our random variable EQ is equally likely to occur, right? Equally in the range, it is equally likely to have any value in the given in the range. Which range? This range, minus delta V by 2 to plus delta V by 2. So now to derive the signal to noise ratio, we'll need the power of this random variable, or you can also call it a mean square value. So the mean square value, now we'll be deriving the mean square value. Mean squared value of quantization error. So let it mean squared value. So my quantization error is EQ, random variable EQ of n is our quantization error random variable, or you can say quantization noise random variable. Then squared, so it is squared, and mean value. Mean value means it is indicated like this. This is mean square value or power of quantization error. So to identify the mean square value, the value will be squared. So EQ of n square. Then to have mean value, will be integrating. The range is minus delta V by 2 up to plus delta V by 2, and to have mean, will be dividing. Thus dividing relative to the span, which is delta V, this minus this. So this is the formula for mean square value of quantization error. Now let us integrate. So it will be 1 upon delta V EQ cube upon 3, and let us plus the limits, minus delta V by 2 to plus delta V by 2. So that will be equal to 1 upon 3 delta V into bracket delta V, which now if we place the limits, minus of minus delta V cube by 8, that will be 1 upon 24 delta V into delta V cube plus delta V cube, that is equal to delta V square upon 12, delta V square upon 12, delta V square upon 12. So this is our power, quantization noise power, or mean square value of the quantization error. This is delta V square by 12. So delta V is the step size. Now if we don't know the step size and we have the value of the range of the quantizer, then it will be then the mean square value will be what will be the mean square value? We know delta V is Vp, the range to Vp by L, right? 2 Vp by L is delta V. Again, let us see, this is plus Vp, here is minus Vp. So, and the number of quantization levels are L. So, single step size is delta V, that will be 2 Vp by L. So, I have considered that 2 Vp by L square upon 12. So, it will be 4. This 4 will be cancelled, right? So 4 will be cancelled finally, and we will be having Vp square upon 3L square. So this is in terms of the parameters of the quantizer. Vp is again a parameter of the quantizer. Which parameter? It will give you the quantization limits. So it's a parameter or characteristic of quantizer. L is the number of quantization levels. So again, it's a parameter of quantizer. So now we have obtained this mean square value of a quantization error in terms of its parameters values. Now let us see the signal to noise power or signal to noise ratio. So SNR. Okay, instead of SNR, we'll be using the word SQNR, signal to quantization noise power. So SQNR, which is signal to quantization noise power, and that is signal power ratio of signal power without quantization upon quantization noise power. That means signal power upon noise. So let us indicate quantization noise power S and Q, and that is PS upon. So my quantization noise power is nothing but mean square value of the quantization error, right? So we have already derived it, and it is del V square by 12, or you can say PS is S square. S is also step size, delta V is also step size. Both are same. Some of the books are using S, some of the books are using delta V. So this is like this. It means it depends on signal power and step size. Now let us see the information signal power. So now it will be depending on information signal power also. So now let us see in that context. So information signal power, this power dissipated, it is power dissipated in resistance R, let it be resistance R, then by signal V of T, then it will be the RMS value of voltage. So it will be V RMS Power will be square of that RMS value divided by R, V square by R, V square by R. So now we will calculate the RMS value. We will see relative to this RMS value. So now case 1, where the signal is sinusoidal. If the signal is sinusoidal, then its RMS value will be Vrms will be its maximum by root 2, Vm by root 2, right? Vmax by root 2. So the power will be Ps equals to Vrms square by R. Let us take R equals to 1. R equals to 1. So it will be V max square upon 2. So the SQNR in case of sinusoidal voltage signal, the SQNR will be V max square by 2, which is PS, divided by the quantization noise power, which is delta V square by 12. So that will be so 6 V max square upon delta V square. Now delta V is step size, so step size in terms of the range of the quantizer and the number of quantization level. So we can replace, see, we know that our step size, the step size delta V is 2 Vp upon L. So we'll be replacing that. So it will be 6 V P square upon, let's see, the max square upon this square 4 P square into L square into L square. So the result will be, if we consider Vmax equals to Vp, Vp is the quantization range, highest value of the quantization range, and Vmax is the peak value of the information signal. So if we consider these two as same, then we can cancel them out. So here it will be 3 by 2 L square if these two are equal. It is not necessary with equal, but if we consider them equal, then the root will be cancelled out. So this was regarding SQNR in case of sinusoidal waveform. Now again, now let us see regarding the number of bits. So now and let small n be the number of bits. Number of bits in code, in single code. That means the number of bits which is to be assigned by the encoder to a particular quantization level. So this is number of bits in single code. That means it is number of bits per level. So in terms of number of bits, we can discuss now. In case of sinusoidal waveform, in case of sinusoidal waveform, the SQNR will be 3 by 2, the number of bits, right? So using n number of bits, how many patterns, how many codes are possible? So L will be 2 raised to n, right? Using n number of bits, 2 raised to n codes are possible. So here instead of L square we'll be writing 2 raised to n square, 2 raised to n square. So here will be 3 by 2, 2 raised to 2n. So if we take dB value of SQNR in dB, then dB is 10 for power, right? This is for power. So 10 log of 3 by 2, 2 raised to n. Now let us enlarge this. Base is also 10. So that will be 10 log of 3 by 2 plus 10 log of 2 raised to 2n. Base is 10. So here the log of 3 by 2 is 1.76. You can calculate using your calculator, or we can have the value using log table also. So here will be 10 into 2n into log of 2 to the base 10. That will be 1.76 plus 6 into n. So if I take, this is maximum value of SQNR in dB. This is maximum when the input signal is sinusoidal. So if I increase just a single bit in a code, if I increase just a single bit in a code, then if I take n equals to 1, then the SQNR will increase by 6 dB, right? From this equation, the comment or the conclusion is, as we increase the number of bits per level, are increased, then the SQNR at the output of the quantizer will increase, and that is desired, right? Signal power is the requirement of signal power is more as compared to noise power. We don't need to have the noise power more, so SQNR should be high. So if we increase the number of bits per quantization level, then the SQNR will increase, and that is good. So we can see the effect. If we increase the code bit pattern, just a single bit in the code, then the SQNR will increase by 6 dB. So this is what regarding the sinusoidal information signal. Now let us see for the non-sinusoidal information signal also. So case 2 is when the information signal is non-sinusoidal. Signal is non-sinusoidal. So at that time SQNR is again PS upon NQ, the quantization noise power, which is PS upon delta V square by 12, same. Again 3 PS L square upon V max square, which is 3 PS 2 raised to 2n upon V max square. This we are replacing the values one by one. Delta V is replaced by here. Delta V is replaced by 2. Okay, max, instead of max I will be writing P. We have used P. So delta V is replaced by 2Vp by L. So now if I normalize the input signal, if I normalized the input signal or information signal V of t, that means its peak value Vp equals to 1. We are considering V max equals to Vp equals to 1. Then SQNR will be 3 into PS into 2 raised to 2n. N is the number of bits per pole. PS is the power at the destination. So the normalized noise power PS it is less than or equal to 1 volt. So my SQNR is less than or equal to 3 into 2 raised to 2n. If we consider PS, the signal power at the destination, and normalized, and it is less than or equal to 1 volt. At the destination it will be less than 1 volt. So the SQNR in dB, now dB will be 10 log of SQNR, absolute value, right? So 10 log of 3 times 2 raised to 2n that will be 4.8 plus 6n, that will be 4.8 plus 6n. So in case of non-sinusoidal information, it is 4.8 plus 6n dB. Again the comment or the conclusion is the same. If we increase the number of bits in a code by a single bit also, then the SQNR at the output of quantizer will increase by 6 dB, and which is desired. So as we increase the number of quantization levels, the approximate value will be somewhat very nearer to the exact value, and it will reduce the quantization error, and so the quantization noise power will be less and SQNR will increase. But at the same time, if we increase the number of quantization levels, it will require more bits for encoding. So this is what regarding the quantization error, quantization noise power, and SQNR at the output of quantizer. Thank you.